What? Get out of here, dude.
He
So
did
like,
the
so
unthinkable.
Colombians will actually think we're like retarded, retards.
What you talking about, bro?
Like, doesn't Manco mean dumbass?
Ecuadorian, like Colombian.
Oh,
That's like,
Ecuadorian.
well, that's like a South American thing. So Colombians, I don't know. I think they might use it. Maybe I don't know.
Oh, some people landed on us.
Dude, let them. I don't give a fuck. All right.
My chest, man.
So, wait, there's a
Yeah,
50
there's
pot.
people here for sure.
Let them be, dude.
My nose bleeding.
Yo, guy up my ass, guy up my ass.
That's kind
Where
of
are
gay,
you,
Chris.
dude? That's gay,
Someone,
first of
can
all.
someone save that clip? I need it for reason.
Someone clip that, please, in the chat.
I need that for
Alright,
You
alright,
reason.
have
alright,
to
seriously, I'm about to
it,
record.
bro.
Alright, I'm about to record. Stop, stop.
Dude,
Alright,
it's
I'm
been
about to
like
record.
15 minutes.
Don't worry about it, I'm about to record.
Adrian's new
Alright.
catchphrase, bro, I'm about to record.
Bro, I'm about to record. Oh, that should be the name of the podcast, bro. I'm about to
I'm
record.
about to record.
Yeah, that's a cool name. Something different.
Or Gone with the Wind. How about that?
Gone with the Wind.
I don't want to get copyrighted.
Gone with the Wind or I Know What You Did Last Summer. I don't like any of those movies, but it sounds really gay.
Look, Maya.
What? Hey,
Fuck
hey,
Alex.
where those blue pumps at?
They're all in this house. There's two of them in this house.
Oh yeah. The
What about
Tekashi
blue
69 fan club. Am I?
Hell's not, dude. I want to be called a loser.
A loser.
I was gonna say something else, but I don't know if we're recording or not.
We are recording, dude. I told you I'm streaming. Oh,
Oh,
like,
oh
for the-
shit.
the-
Oh, what the fuck? They're
Stop,
here.
dude.
Oh
Oh,
my
come
God,
on.
they're
This
here.
guy's so low. Got him for 30. Yo!
Someone's playing a ball here.
Get off my dick, bro. You die
knock
now.
one.
Ah, my asshole.
Mikey, fall down.
The guy's low. He's at 30 health.
Yeah,
I
there's
hit him
another
for
guy
one.
coming. Damn it, dude.
Where is
I'm
he?
coming, Mike. I'm coming.
He's here, dude.
Alright, let's get inside the house.
Oh, I'm out of mats. Fuck.
The door, Vic. The door. I got shields. I'll be fine.
Okay. Oh, killed the YouTuber, by the way.
Third party, third party, third
Do
party.
you have one of these?
Yeah,
Oh my God, no.
I do. But I'll carry it. It's fine.
Too
I
late.
got full shields for someone else. Whoa, that's pretty well hidden.
Okay. Oh my God, he's up here with me. Oh my God,
Knocked
dude.
another one.
Can I build, please?
Alright, where can I record this? Isn't there like a recorder on the iPhone? Can't you record something like notes or voice memos? Here we go. Allow. All right.
Yo, is this guy still here?
Did y'all get my card?
No.
Holy crap.
Oh my God,
come on! I
dude.
whiffed my shot.
No. Oh, no, okay,
Where?
oh my
Damn.
God.
There's two people
Damn.
left. It's a dragon and a 69 guy.
You're a 69 guy,
69.
by the way.
I'm a
Hey,
69
damn
guy.
well know I am. Nah, never mind. You ruined it, Chris.
Oh, that's 17. What a oh. Vic, you know what? I'm gonna start heading to a circle, and then I'm gonna die, and you can just pick me up.
Hey, that was my stuff.
Hey Vic, how many kills do you have? You went
I have
ham.
my stuff. Oh,
I got two.
Nice. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna die, and then you just pick me up. Just pick up my blue pump, however you want.
So, tell me about whatever you really want. I'll tell you about whatever you really
Hey,
want.
who's spectating me? Is it you, Mikey? Or is
Nah, I'm spectating Vic.
They got
So
Mikey's
Adrian.
card.
Oh, he's on this side. He's on the other side. He's on the other
And we
side.
finally started recording.
No, I'm waiting for Vic to make this kill so I can start. I don't want to make him lose concentration. Oh,
God,
my
who's it?
God, okay. Well, Dookie wins, by the way.
Oh, Dookie.
Alright, go and hit this record button. Here we go. Okay. Alright, let's see. How can I do this? Prepare for this. Is it recording? Test, test, 1, 2, 3. Test, test, 1, 2, 3.
Test. Testicles. Testicles.
Testicles 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think it is recording. Alright.
Done.
Dang, this guy uploaded this in-game
Go ahead,
quality
William.
HD, by the way.
Hey, send that to me.
I want
Send
to
it
watch
to
it
you?
again.
Oh yeah. Dude, I have Spider-Man. I got Spider-Man on my phone.
Hey, what it do, what it is.
Which one?
Chris, I don't have your cell phone.
Alright, let me send it to you.
Hold on. I'll send it in the...
Snicker
Send it in the chat.
Vicker. Snickle the Vickle. Pickle.
Alright, it's up.
Oh yeah.
Dang.
The end?
that's-
Dude, I thought.
This video contains content from Disney as blotted on copyright grounds.
Dude, I'm watching it right now.
I can't open it. It says it got copyrighted. It probably got copyrighted as you're
You
watching
got
it.
copyrighted, by the way. Alright.
Are you recording, Adrian?
Alright, I'm about to hit record. Y'all ready?
We
Are
gotta
y'all ready?
introduce ourselves.
You gotta say a little something about yourself, alright? Here we go. Ready? 3, 2. Wait, where we landing? Wait, where we landing?
Retail.
Retail? Oh, dang, I don't know about that one. But alright.
Alright, study.
Alright, retail it is. Alright. I'm gonna hit record in 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Aye.
Yo, what it is, what it do? It's your boy Adrian Bruh, back at you one more time with
Oh,
the
yes.
fresh ass podcast, first of the season. We got the
First of
full
the
squad in
season.
here. No introduction needed. It's your
No
boy Snick
introduction
Vic,
needed.
aka
yes.
Thick Daddy. We got your boy L. Dr. Wagner, aka Lil Chrissy.
Oh yeah.
And just another guy 4K, aka Young Mikey.
What's up, guys?
So this podcast is gonna be about a little bit about everything. It's gonna get political. It's
oh
gonna
my
get
god,
funny.
dude.
It's gonna
Retail
get
is
boring.
rendered.
You're not rendered, by the way.
gonna
And we're
be
gonna
anything
try. Oh
But
shit!
boring.
It's gonna be anything but boring. And we're gonna try to do all this while we play Fortnite. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, we
And
just love the viewers because of that comment.
we appreciate the feedback. Make sure you subscribe and hit that follow button on all your major platforms, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you can find us. Every little bit helps. Anyways, so
Pornhub.
without any further wait, we're gonna talk about Endgame because that's what's on everybody's mind.
Oh yeah.
Potential spoilers ahead.
Potential
guys.
spoilers ahead. You know,
You've been
if you haven't
warned.
seen it, that's on you. Whatever.
That's
know?
your fault. Hell yeah.
That's your fault. You haven't seen it. I'm not gonna sit here and hold your hand. But anyway, so what did you guys think about the movie? Want to hear your thoughts.
Perfect, bro. It was
I
perfect.
hate everything.
On a scale of
I've-
1 to 10, what would you rate it?
That's a 10.
As a 10.
In terms of what? In terms of like Marvel movies, or in terms of like just a movie?
Okay, so since it's gonna be Endgame, let's rate it in terms of movie, like overall movie.
It was. I'm gonna give it like a 7.
A 7. Okay,
There was
okay.
some
What
things
about
like it was really fast paced, and little things, contradictions, small things like that.
Okay.
Still
I got
pretty
you.
damn good.
Still
It's
pretty
been the
good.
Marvel
best
movie, it's
Marvel
10.
movie.
Yeah.
Alright, so you think it's been the best Marvel movie so far? Okay. What about you, Vic? I know Vic hasn't seen it, but he pretty much knows the entirety of it because he spoiled them for himself online.
Yep.
Or himself.
Definitely have not seen it, but from what I hear, it's definitely got to be probably top 10 overall all-time movies.
Yeah, easily.
What?
Okay.
Wait, top 10
Overall
overall
movies of
time.
all time.
All
Overall,
time.
Now those are
all
some
time.
bold statements right
Well,
there,
even
but
in terms of like ticket sales, I'm pretty sure it's already up there.
Oh, it's number one, dude.
okay, yeah,
Dude,
it's broken
top
mad
10?
ticket sales already, but
I don't think it's top 10.
I mean,
I would say
when
it's
it's all
definitely
said
top
and
10.
done, are we talking about like because of the genre? Is it just something that people don't think superhero movies can be that good, or what do you think?
There is that like idea that superhero movies aren't good or they're like for like little kids or whatever. But Endgame was really pushing that rating.
Okay, but see, let's talk about that for a second. Okay, people argue that superhero movies are not like blockbuster worthy or whatever, but Black Panther did well at the Oscars. It
Dude,
won an
honestly, I don't
Oscar.
even like Black Panther, bro.
You did not like Black Panther,
No,
really?
I don't. I'd rather watch Batman vs Superman any
Batman.
day
Nah,
of the
I
week.
know you're kidding. All right,
Any day of the week.
all right. Before we continue here on this young podcast, just a disclaimer: Lil Chrissy sometimes says some weird, out of the way, left field statements. So
Why?
take it with a grain of salt.
When?
You know,
Did I never do that?
he's the jokester of the group, so you
Dude,
gotta
I'm
take
not.
it
I'm not.
lightly.
He's a future
I'm not
dad,
like the
man.
most
How's he gonna
serious
be a
one here.
jokester, man?
I
Yeah.
mean, it be like that sometimes. It is what it is, you know.
Now all of China knows you're gonna be a dad.
Yeah,
Okay,
now all of China knows
so-
I'm a dad.
So
At
you guys
17.
all like it. Well, Vic not.
That's a
Well,
Mulan
Vic hasn't
reference,
seen
now
the
it's
movie,
fun.
but all right. Let me ask you this, because I talked to Vic about this earlier at work. So I felt like in terms of what they did for the character of Iron Man, he potentially to me surpassed all other characters as the most recognizable, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vic,
I mean,
are
Iron
you
Man,
against
Robert
it?
Downey Jr. was pretty much holding all of the MCU on his back.
Okay.
Mm,
All right. You don't think so, Vic? Why is that? Talk to me.
I definitely don't think it was him. Oh my god, I just broke that chest. Jesus Christ.
What a potato, by the way.
I don't think it was just him. It was definitely an overall team effort. I would say that for the most part, his yes was the one that kind of got the ball rolling. Because if
Yeah,
his
he's
movie
an
wasn't
alpha.
successful, then there's really no telling, oh my goodness, that they would have ever decided to continue with making the universe. But
It was a team effort, don't get me wrong. But, he started everything. He was pretty much like wasn't he a producer on like a bunch of the Marvel movies?
no, it was Jon Favreau.
That's Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau's actually the GOAT.
Okay, he is that. I'll give you that.
Dang, dude, Mikey's going off over here.
Hey. Oh my
Jesus.
god. Your young boy Mikey just went off in the chat. In the game, by the way. What?
There's one guy
I was
still there.
trained by Russian spies. No,
That's my
that.
card. Obviously, I'm still the best player on this team.
To
but,
the
you know,
left.
Yeah, in there,
whatever
in
you
there,
guys
in there.
say.
Oh, you're all the way up there, Vic. What the
No, no,
heck?
no, 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 no.
Dang.
No,
it's
I'm
your
to the
to your
left.
You're gonna have to go to left. All
Right
right.
there, to the right, to the right. Turn around, right there.
Right there,
I
straight.
see.
All right. Yeah. So you're gonna have a little bit of minor interruptions here and there during this podcast because we are trying to record this while playing Fortnite, but it comes and goes.
It'd be like that sometimes, you know?
It'd be like that sometimes. But anyway, so back to the topic about Iron Man being. So this is what I told Vic earlier. So I always thought that Spider-Man was probably the most recognizable character, like as far as comic books go. But once they
Yeah.
created this whole movie universe, I think what they did with Robert Downey Jr. and the whole Iron Man beginning, I guess, being the beginning point and ending point as they killed him in this movie or whatever, I thought that might have created a push for him to be now the most well-known character, I think.
Well, I definitely would piggyback off that and say he's going to be the most
be back.
recognizable in terms of the MCU overall. I still would consider Spider-Man being one of the more iconic ones that, regardless if it's in the MCU or elsewhere, he's going to be one, if not, definitely top 3. But Iron Man's definitely not in most famous, go-to, comic book characters.
Okay.
I'd say, you know, you've got your Spider-Mans of the world, you've got your Batmans of the world. If we're talking overall comics, or not
Okay.
even comics per se, but if we're talking overall superhero recognizability, you've got Superman out there, and I don't think that Iron Man is on that level yet. But in terms of the MCU and what they mean for, you know, the credibility of being that go-to guy, yeah, Robert Downey Jr. did an amazing job in order of making that character stand out in this universe. But overall, in terms of recognizable, more famous
Oh.
heroes, he's definitely not in the top 5 yet to me.
Yeah, I would probably agree. Iron Man's kind of more obscure with the MCU. He did get brought into light, but you know, Robert Downey Jr. pretty much made that character himself. You know, he brought him up from scratch.
Okay. Okay. I can see that. All right. So, all right. Let's make it an argument here. We'd like to hear from you, the followers, the chat. So on my Twitter, I'm gonna put a poll.
Mikey,
I'm
get
gonna
away
list a
from
few
there. It's gonna be
characters.
bad.
You guys are gonna go ahead and vote. We'd like to hear from you. Choose who you think the most recognizable character is, and on the next podcast, we'll discuss the results and hear from you guys. So, but anyway, if you haven't checked out Endgame, you definitely want to. You don't want to miss out. It's probably the most complete.
Probably
As
the
far
biggest movie.
as it's probably the biggest impact movie in giving everything closure to like the MCU. What I liked the most about it was they referenced a lot of the older movies in with additional scenes that portrayed events that happened during the older movies that you wouldn't have seen otherwise, I guess. But anyway,
Like Cap with the hammer.
Cap with the hammer, Cap seeing himself, which was pretty funny.
I could do this all day. You know, little nuts.
Little nods to all the previous movies. But anyway, yeah. So, I don't know where they'll go from now. Disney just recently bought Fox Studios. So, we now have, well, they now have the rights to the X-Men franchise, Fantastic Four, a lot of other properties that they previously didn't. So, my next
Galactus
topic
is
is Galactus. That was going to be my next topic. Who do you guys think is going to be the next main villain? It's going to be introduced to this MCU is what we call it.
AR Mikey. Good stuff.
Hey, young Mikey's going off. Hey, hit him with a laugh. Oh, snaps. Well, I'll go ahead and give my 2 piece first. I think it's going to be Galactus.
I would hope it's Galactus, but you know, I could see them doing like a Doctor Doom or, you know, maybe Diablo or Mephisto, you know, something mystical.
Okay. Well, they said that they're going to go more into the mystical aspect of, oh shit, there's people. The more mystical aspect of the MCU.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. Oh my god, we have people here?
Was Chris not here?
He said
No.
he was back. Oh shit, there's people here.
Oh my God. Top by the tree.
There's a guy here, there's a guy here. Oh my god. I'm out of mats, by the way. Oh my god. Well, it'd be like that sometimes. This guy's out here shooting at us.
Oh, come on.
And that's all she wrote.
I got hit from behind.
You like it from behind? What? I mean,
Why you gotta do that?
it'd be like that. But anyways, so yeah. So I think it's gonna be Galactus, just mainly because I think that the first property that they'll go with using is a Fantastic Four. Well,
Yeah, I
okay.
could see them doing that.
I can see them establishing that movie first. The thing is, you could also jump off of that and do a Doctor Doom. He could still be a major bad guy. I don't see him on the scale of like Thanos, maybe, but
Yeah, he might be like in a single movie, not like 18
Yeah.
movies or however many Thanos was.
yeah. So I
22,
think
I think.
he'll be a kind of. I think he'll play kind of like a low-key kind of role where he's a bad guy in one movie and he does like cameos and he's involved in like a couple of other ones, something like
I could
that.
see that.
I could see that happening. Plus,
They could
essentially, that could
also,
lead off to. Yeah. Go ahead.
I could see them doing more obscure characters that people haven't heard of from the comics or the older versions of them. Because
Okay.
you know how Kevin Feige likes to pull out some weird things, like for Far From Home, they're doing the what is it, the Elementals?
Yes, 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 yes. Not a lot of people know about those characters.
No, yeah, they only came out in one book or one issue, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. They were only like on a few runs. But even besides Mysterio, obviously,
Yeah, Mysterio's one of the big ones.
which I don't know how they're trying to portray, because they're portraying him like he's sort of good, but I don't know if that was ever the case in the comics.
Yeah, the way, well, in the comics, you know, he was a master at like illusions and stuff. So what he would do is put illusions everywhere, stop them, and portray himself as a hero. But
Okay.
behind all that, he would use his illusions for bad stuff.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll
So
have to see
I can see them
whenever
doing that in Spider-Man.
this young Spider-Man movie comes out. Now, do you guys think that they can build on another 10 years worth of movies and create something like Endgame again, or do you think that's like the peak of everything?
Well, for right now, it's kind of hard to say because you know Thanos is probably the most notable, or that whole storyline, the Infinity Gauntlet storyline. It's probably one of the biggest ones. The next biggest one would probably be Secret Wars.
Okay. I can see them doing Secret Wars, especially since they introduced the Skrulls in Captain Marvel and all that. So, but I guess we'll have to wait and see what Kevin Feige has.
One thing
To
that I
say or
would
do?
kind of bring up, I don't think that Doctor Doom would be the next big bad, but wouldn't it be interesting that Doctor Doom comes and that be a way to bring back Iron Man back into the fold? Because
Potentially, okay.
Doctor Doom was kind of going at it with Iron Man in a few comics, if I am correct.
So that's the thing about Doctor Doom. He's not like a crazy big bad guy, but he was using a lot of different storylines. I was
Yeah.
reading up on one of the storylines that I'd actually had read before in the comics. Is he actually tries to take over Wakanda because he wants to steal all the vibranium. So he
Yeah, my
could even
bad, y'all.
potentially be introduced during like a Black Panther sequel or something like that.
That would be
I could,
interesting. One thing that I saw is kind of deviate. Black Panther is actually married to Storm, the mutant Storm. So I kind of want to see what they do with that.
Huh. Okay. So at this point, okay,
bad.
we'll have to wait and see what they do. But, I mean, I think like they're gonna wait a while, just mainly because all the X-Men characters, they're gonna have to one way or another recast them, or
Maybe.
introduce
Well,
them in a way that.
in the comics, there is a storyline called the New Avengers, and they have a bunch of the OG Avengers, but they're replaced. Like Thor Foster takes up Thor. There's Ironheart for Iron Man. There's Kate Bishop for Hawkeye. So there's a bunch of new Avengers out there.
Okay.
They just have to
Oh.
take up the mantle.
You could potentially see that. I don't know that people have a little more obscure and they're not as
Yeah.
known. I feel like people are not going to be as excited or hyped to see them in their own standalone movies, or I don't know, even in, I mean, you could potentially do like something like Thor Ragnarok where you have two main characters in one movie.
Well, but the thing with obscure characters is that they always take an obscure character and make them so well they turn them into mainstream. Like Jeff Goldblum's character, the Grandmaster. He's a very obscure character in the comics, and look at him.
Okay. But see, I think that has a lot to do with the whoever's writing and directing, too.
That is true. Yeah.
I think like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Like Thor, I felt like myself like the first one was okay. The sequel was just not as good as I would have liked. But
Yeah,
then
it's a
Thor
little-
Ragnarok changed it up to where it was refreshing, and I like the direction that it took.
Yeah, for Thor Ragnarok, it became more like less serious, and for Thor, you don't need to be serious.
Mm,
I feel
maybe.
like Thor's one of those characters that you could have him be serious, but I feel like his character is more entertaining when he's not.
My mic's been
Yeah.
muted.
Well, looks like we're having some technical difficulties. Young
No, more
Chrissy's
like
having.
Chrissy's being a
No,
retard.
but yeah, like Thor, I feel like because he's
Sorry,
like the god and
Brandon.
all, he
Well, yeah,
they
he's a
try to make
god,
him
but
like
like,
too alpha, you know?
yeah, when
And
you
he
put
is
him
alpha,
against like
but
Iron Man and Cap, who are already serious characters, it's kind of hard to implement like three serious characters in the same scene.
So
yes,
you think that you need someone to kind of be that like humor or that kind of, I
It's not
guess.
needed, but in terms of like movies, yeah, because if not, you're gonna turn to the super dark, potentially DC style
yeah,
movie
like it's
where
too
everything's really
serious.
serious.
It's so dark. It's potentially from the DC universe, you know? Like Deadpool
Yes,
said, you know. You guys saw Deadpool 2. He made a reference to how dark the DCEU
but recently
um
moving away
or
from Marvel,
DCU
the
DCEU
DCEU is actually been pretty bright.
DCEU. I mean, lately they've been switching it up, but I think like
With Wonder
they
Woman, Aquaman, Shazam, those aren't dark films at all.
well, that's the thing. They feel like they went kind of dark at first, and it kind of wasn't working for them.
It's because the DC comics have always been this like hard, gritty reality. There's never anything that's like sugar coated. So I think that's what they're trying to go for, but they kind of tried too hard, and it just didn't pay off that well.
Okay, so let's shift a little bit to the DCU. Okay, so what do you guys think that they need right now? Do you think they need more movies like Shazam and Aquaman, where it's a little bit more lighthearted? Or do you think they need to go back to the drawing board and then just hit the reset button completely?
Dude, it's hard to
Uh,
one up Marvel. It's that good.
Marvel's its own thing. We can't compare them to Marvel, but
But everyone does though.
well,
You know, like
that's
Marvel, DC, you know.
Well, I think DC had a lot of big properties, but
they still do.
they still do. It's just people are kind of giving up. Well, they're having mixed reviews about the direction that
Yeah.
they were heading in.
It's like once you've had something bad, you're kind of reluctant to go back.
So, I mean,
But
I don't know.
going back to the question, it just depends on the character because if you have like a super silly Batman film, it's not gonna be
No,
that
yeah.
that
So you don't
good.
think a silly, funny Batman would work?
Well, there's never been a silly Batman. That's his whole character. He never laughs. That's why when the Joker made him laugh that one time in the comic books, it was like, what the heck, man?
Okay, so let me ask you guys this, and this is something I've talked to Vic about too as well before. And this is what I thought that the DC cinematic universe failed a lot is I felt like they were wanting to compete with Marvel so bad.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they kind of rushed the development. Like, for example, Batman versus Superman, or even Justice League. It felt like a lot of the times it's like it didn't need to be that drastic at first. Like coming in, it was like Justice League is all of a sudden like, oh my god, like the fate of the world, like we need to save it, but you never introduce some of these characters. Like a lot of the plot points, it's like went from 0 to 100 like instantly.
Yeah. I
And I
can
felt
I can see that.
like it shouldn't have been like the first Justice League movie shouldn't be like, oh okay, the fate of the world is like at risk all of a sudden, like
They wanted to rush
from
everything.
day one.
Yeah.
Dude,
The one thing I'm
honestly,
glad is that they didn't show Darkseid at all. He's like something bigger than Thanos.
Okay, so do you think that they'll? Well, this is the thing. Okay, so they hired James Gunn to direct the new,
The Suicide
I guess, a reboot for Suicide
Well,
Squad.
it's a sequel reboot. It's really like
Is it the
Margot
same
Robbie's
cast?
still gonna be Harley Quinn and all that. Amanda Waller's still gonna be the same. Everything's gonna be the same, but it's gonna be like a brand new story brand new characters. So it's kind of like it's like a soft reboot.
Okay. So I think that for that kind of role, I think that James Gunn is a perfect director for that.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
you already saw what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy, so I mean, I think that might. Now, do you guys think that because he directed Guardians of the Galaxy, because this is one of the things that I'm afraid of, is that him directing the new Suicide Squad, it's gonna be a super try-hard wannabe Guardians of the Galaxy, and then people are just gonna not react positively to it.
that at first when I heard that he was directing the new Suicide Squad, I kind of had that feeling. But the way he writes Guardians of the Galaxy is different than most directors. He picks out the music first, and then he writes the script on the music.
Oh
And
my
with Suicide
gosh.
Squad, I don't see him doing that.
Okay. Well,
You know, if he does do that, you know, it's going to be a very happy Suicide Squad. But you know, Suicide Squad comics and movies are always very serious. To
Go, Vic.
alright, here, Mikey, come to me, I have a rest to go.
Oh, I forgot to mention I got two.
Oh, you got two? Alright,
Vic has
let's take
one too.
mine. Let's just take mine, yeah.
Just take a ball, Chris.
No, I already have a ball.
Alright. But anyway, so a lot of these topics are very controversial to some people. Some people will argue that DC just needs to reboot the whole thing. Some people argue that it needs to be just...
It's funny because the whole DC needs to reboot. DC doesn't want to do that, but they're kind of doing that already. Because you know, Ben Affleck, he's not gonna be Batman anymore. Henry Cavill's not gonna be Superman. Ezra Miller's not the Flash. A bunch
But
of
you
the
know,
actors are leaving the role.
they're still going through with a new Batman movie, from what I read
Yeah.
online.
I think it's gonna be like a year one type deal though.
Okay.
It might be, if they don't do year one, it's probably gonna be an Elseworlds series where it's kind of outside the normal canon, kind of like the Joker movie.
Okay. So do you think recasting Batman at this point, do you think that'll hurt or help the franchise?
Again, it just depends on what kind of movie they're doing. If they're doing
I like
like,
Ben Affleck as Batman.
I liked him. He was pretty good. But you know, if they're doing like a Flashpoint or Elseworlds, then you know, probably a recast is good. But if they're doing a reboot, it's kind of weird because we only had Batman for what, 2 movies?
Oh my god.
Getting
that's
shot
just
at.
me, but I'm getting shot at. And I'm getting teamed. Oh, they were all here. Okay, well there goes that. This guy just came out of the storm, by the way, and clapped me. What? Anyway, so. Well, we'll continue to debate on whether or not,
Guys in here with me.
you know, all these movies are gonna do good or gonna be bad. At the end of the day, I still think that they make money. Just because people want to be entertained. But
Yeah, I got hit.
another
Well, yeah, I mean, who doesn't want to see superhero movies, especially with the likes of like Aquaman and Wonder Woman?
Wait,
You
he's
know,
breaking
we've
through.
had,
He's breaking through.
Behind.
Oh my god. Well,
But yeah.
so I mean, I just hope they don't do it so much that people start getting tired. Like you could have like 5 superhero movies in a year, and I'd
Yeah.
still go see them all. I guess is.
The one thing I'm scared about DC is that they keep rushing into huge projects. Like, did you hear that the first Flash movie was gonna be Flashpoint?
Yeah. I read that it's supposed to still happen. It's supposed to not happen.
Well, they're constantly like switching directors and everything, but like Flashpoint for the first Flash movie, like we barely
You see,
know the
that
guy.
goes back to what I said earlier. Like they just want to go all out like at the very beginning, and it's just okay. Like why do that? You need to establish your
Yeah.
characters and develop them
You
a
know,
little bit more.
Like, don't get me wrong, I love the Flashpoint story, but I don't think other people will understand like the Flash's powers and everything, and especially when it's only like in a 2-hour time slot.
I don't think you could tell the entirety of Flashpoint in one movie for it to make sense to like people that don't know the
Yeah.
storyline.
Like the animated version of Flashpoint, that's a really good version, but because you know that went based off of the animated series, I think
I will
everybody
give
knew
I will give
the
DC
Flash's
this.
powers and all that.
nobody can touch DCEU when it comes to animated movies.
Yes.
No, yeah.
Okay,
Hell
this
yeah.
is true.
100%.
Well, that's the thing. I think that they had already established the animated kind of universe, or from before even the MCU. They already had quite a like, okay, like Batman the animated series or the
Yeah, hell
Superman
yeah.
or just like yeah, they had a lot of
Yeah.
good
Well,
when it comes to
it's
the
weird
cartoon
because
anime.
with DC they do good at everything except movies. Like the video games, amazing. The TV shows, amazing. The animated stuff, amazing. But when it comes to the movies, some of them are very hit or miss.
This is true.
Animated stuff is gangsta.
Okay, well, I don't know. I guess we'll have to leave that for now and move on to our next topic, or else we're gonna get stuck on comic books and Marvel and DC, the DC universe for the entirety of this podcast. But
Are we gonna get political now?
No,
alright,
no, no, no.
we can move on to get political. I mean, we do have
If
to
you're trying to get political, I could jump straight into it.
How
we
long
can
have we
jump
been
straight
recording?
in. We've been recording for a good, I don't know, about 30 plus minutes.
Not bad.
Let's
It's
keep
not
it going.
bad for first podcast. And Vic says thought that an hour is too long for a podcast, but I feel like with a podcast, about an hour, it really like
An hour is good, yeah. I've
think
seen
an hour
podcasts
is-
go like an hour and a half, 2
yeah.
hours.
I feel like anything less than 30 minutes is just I don't know. I feel like you get
It's like
you
a
don't
mini
get
podcast, yeah.
mini podcasts, mini episodes, or something.
It's just
like
like here what is what we're gonna talk about, and that's it. I'd rather have the conversation and debate a little.
that. Exactly. So, well, let me see. Besides comic books, let's talk about this. Are there any other movies that you guys are excited for seeing this year?
John Wick.
Yeah.
John Wick is looking to be pretty good.
John Wick. Alright, so this is supposed to be like the last movie, correct? It's only supposed to be a trilogy?
Yes.
I mean,
Or
it
so
was
I've
only
heard.
supposed to be one movie.
But then decided to
The
go with
people
trilogy.
wanted more. The people wanted more, and so they said, "All right, we'll give them what they want."
Okay, but do you think that this is gonna have the same kind of success as the first two?
No,
Easily, I
I'll-
can see it.
Oh, as the first two? Yeah, I think so. I think it's one of those movies that it's kind of like a Equalizer. Like
But
you
better.
know that it's got its little niche in terms of like who's gonna watch it and stuff. But
Yeah, it's an
I
action
really don't
movie,
see. I don't see them going more than 3. But this one will definitely be on par with the success of the first two because
Yeah.
people really want to know, like, is he gonna be able to like get past everybody? Is he as crazy as people say that he is? And
Well, I mean,
Okay.
we know he murdered 2 guys in a bar with a pencil, so.
with the pencil.
Now let me ask you this though, because what a lot of times I see that movies sometimes suffer from is that whenever they establish a good following or people kind of expect something specific out of the style that the movie's in, it seems like a lot of times when you do a sequel or the third part of a movie, they try too hard,
Yeah,
and it causes the movie to kind of be like, meh.
they overdo it.
Yeah, we're
I
good.
can see.
Well, have they
sometimes
changed-
They'll do that.
Do you
Something-
think that this will suffer from that? Do you think they're gonna overdo it?
I don't see that. The John Wick series has always been like a realistic action movie. Like when our hero gets shot, it hurts, and you see him in pain. It's not like bullets bounce off of him. He has to reload. I think that's what people like about it.
Okay. I can see that. Now, do you think, because this is what I kind of think, I think that he's going to potentially finish his journey, but I think he'll die in trying to accomplish what
I don't
he's trying to...
see him getting away because the agency he works for, they have long reaches, and I don't think there's anywhere he can go where they won't find him.
I think like he'll die, but it'll be where he completed something that he set out to, which I mean
Probably finding like his dog a new owner or something like that.
we shall see. The one movie I'm excited to see besides John Wick is
Man, but
Detective Pikachu.
To be honest, I'm not hyped that off for that movie.
You're not feeling
It's
Detective
just,
Pikachu? Why is
I don't
that?
know. It's just
you didn't grow up with Pokemon, that's why.
Oh, hell yeah, I did, bro. Omar grew up with that. Oh, dude, that's all
You
I
did.
did.
But you never collected the cards, you
bro,
never
I
played
played.
the games.
Dude, I have 2 stacks of the. Well, they're not mine, but I grew
They're
up
not
playing.
yours.
I grew up playing.
The card game.
Cause Omar didn't have anybody
So
to play with.
what is it about this movie that's not really catching your attention?
So like, it's too like corny, you know. It's like for kids. You know?
You think that
Pokemon
this?
is for.
No,
But that's what
yeah, like, they're making
Pokemon.
it, like,
I mean,
I mean, it's not strictly for kids, you know. They're gonna make jokes that, you know, they're like, oh, what? But, you know.
but with a movie like this, do you think that they could have done it any other way? I feel like if you try, there's no way you could really make it more serious. It has to be kind of lighthearted.
Yeah, it's a Pokemon movie.
It's not. Well, the plan, from what I'm reading online, is that the plan for them is to see how well this one does, and if it does
And
well, then they're gonna
yeah.
do like a sequel and like the original story with Ash and stuff like that. So.
I did hear about that, and, you know, if this movie does well, you know, I'll go watch the first movie.
I would be, because that's the thing. I I won't. I would be excited to see personally. I think I would be excited to see Ash storyline.
Yeah, the
Ash
only
from
thing that
Palatine.
bugs me about this whole Pokemon movie stuff is that some of the Pokemon don't look great.
Okay, I can
Like-
agree
like-
with you there.
For example, like Jigglypuff, it's supposed to look like soft and cuddly, but in that trailer, man,
It looks weird. Yeah. A lot of the
very-
Pokemon, yeah, look kind of sus. And I mean, the thing is, like and I can see where they're trying to stick very to the actual look of the Pokemon. And I mean, sometimes I guess that doesn't translate to looking good when it comes to like a live action look.
Yeah, like some of the Pokemon, they're a little weird. Like with Charizard, I thought he was gonna have scales, but he looks very like
He looks
furry,
like
fuzzy.
furry, yeah. And that's the thing, like a lot of the Pokemon look like they have fur and stuff. In the anime, in the show, it never looked like they did. At least they didn't make
Yeah.
them.
And usually you like context clues, like, you know, Charizard's a dragon. You would not expect it to have fur.
To have fur, right? Okay. Well, I mean, I guess they're trying to maybe stick to them looking like realistic, like animals, because animals have fur. But again, they're not really animals.
so.
I don't know that you would consider. I mean, I guess you could consider them animals, but
I also wouldn't know how a scaly Charizard would look like. He might have been maybe maybe they tried scaly and they didn't like it.
they didn't like the way that it looks.
Do you guys have minis?
Yeah.
There's some here. There's some. Wait, where did I see them?
Okay.
I saw some.
Oh,
around
big
here.
butt.
Or maybe I left the mini back there somewhere. I think.
So I got presents for Adrian and Mikey. Because,
Hey.
you know...
And that's nothing. Like, do I really want to see this? Like, they don't have to do this, you know. Like, if this doesn't go good, it just hurts the legacy of, you know, movies like Pokemon and The Lion King and. Like, did you guys see that Lilo and Stitch thing? How ugly that thing looks.
Lilo and
It's
Stitch.
gross. Yeah,
that's
they're making a live action of Lilo and Stitch.
They're making a live
What?
action of Lilo and
It
Stitch.
looks horrible.
Wow.
It looks horrible.
That's cool. I kind of want to see. What did you see? Was it like a teaser or what was it?
Something like that. Yeah, it's like a
Probably
poster, I
concept.
guess.
Probably concept art for now. I mean, it's.
It seems like the Sonic thing. and
Okay,
that
see, I
looked-
saw a
that
poster
looked-
for Sonic, and he looks really
Yeah.
bad. Honestly, I don't think that one's gonna do well at all, just based on how he looks. And I don't know that you could write like enough of a storyline with just Sonic. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, Sonic's. It's one of those like video game movies don't really do great, so I'm kind of skeptical with this.
But okay,
Dude,
so let me ask you guys this.
what about Dora the Explorer, though?
Oh,
Oh
Dora the
no, no,
Explorer. I'm there premiere night.
I am
Well,
not.
isn't it a Nickelodeon movie? Like it's gonna be straight to TV?
I don't know. I thought it was gonna come out in theaters.
You guys don't want those
But it
balloons
could
with
be
that
coming.
sniper?
Oh, I want a sniper. Where's the sniper at? I'll take the sniper.
Yo, what? Stitch looks weird.
Hey, like ugly.
Wait. Did you send that in the chat? Cause I have not
Let
seen what
me
it
let me
looks.
send in the chat.
Send in the chat cause I have not
I
seen
don't
what
know
that
if this
looks
is,
like.
real how it looks, but if that's the design they're
No,
going with,
like
they need to start over.
that's not necessary. You know, like why
That's,
do that to their own?
I know Stitch is supposed to be like an ugly and like beauty from within or whatever, but I think they took he looks like a gremlin.
I mean,
but
he is
okay,
a gremlin, dude.
he kind of does look like a gremlin though. I
Well,
mean, in a
look at the
way.
picture. I just sent it.
Okay, let me look at that and I'll give you a better.
I think they overdid it.
They overdid it. Okay, let's see.
Like cartoon Stitch, he looks ugly, but like in a cute way. That thing
Yeah,
looks like
playful.
that looks like Gizmo.
Oh, what the hell? That just
Yeah,
looks all
right.
kinds of wrong. I mean, okay, so what? One of the things that I've always hated is that a lot of these movies that they're trying to translate to live action movies,
They're
they
always
never seem
hyper
to do
realistic.
well. They hype them, but they seem to not do well. Like when it comes to, especially when it comes to video game movies. I know animes and cartoons, they've tried a few of them, and some of them have worked, but when it comes to video game movies, it just seems to never work.
Well, that's always how it is with video game movies. 'Cause I guess the audience is limited. If they make like a Metroid movie, not a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, what's Metroid?" Or not a lot of people are gonna know what Metroid is.
But you don't think that them writing a good origin story where it explains what the character does, or like an introduction, is gonna be enough for the audience to kind of get behind it?
Well, kind of like with the old Mortal Kombat movies. That's kind of what they did. They set up the tournament and all the characters and everything. But I think it was kind of ahead of its time because a lot of people were like, "Oh, what is this? I don't know what it is."
But I mean, at least the first one did well, from what I remember. Second one, I don't think it got like that much recognition.
What, there was like 3 or 4 Mortal Kombat movies, weren't there?
Like live action ones?
Yeah.
I think it was just 2.
I mean, I just thought it was the first two, unless the other two are like minor,
They might
like
have been
side
like
stories,
reboots or
or like a straight to cable kind of thing. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but there is actually a Tekken movie. I don't know. Actually, I think it actually has
What?
sequels. Yeah, there's like,
I do know about that.
yeah, actually, I've actually
I don't
seen
know
it,
about
and
that.
the concept is like pretty cool, and it looks kind of nice, but it, for some reason, the script just kind of feels horribly. Like it just
Yeah,
seems to know.
execution with video game movies are always very, eh. I think like the highest grossing video game movie was The Rock Rampage movie.
But see, I haven't seen that movie, and that
I haven't
honestly
seen
looked
it either.
it looked very cheesy to me.
Yes, looks cheesy.
It
It
looked
looked
like
like
a
too
stereotypical
much.
monster movie. It looked like they were trying to be a
Yeah.
Godzilla movie, and it didn't really look that interesting to me.
Oh yeah, it does.
Oh yeah. Damn. All right. And
Oh yeah, going back
You
to
know-
the characters though. Do you think when they change up a character, is it because they want to catch the audience off guard, or just because, like for example, when Diego came on that Doro trailer, he looks
he looks
nothing like he looks
yeah,
nothing
yeah,
like
yeah.
Boy, he looks like an
It's
Osvaldo.
probably because
Oh, got one here?
He looks like he looks
no.
like a Francisco, dude.
Usually when they change characters like that, it's because there's a reason in the story, or because that it's cartoons and that cartoons don't really transfer that well to like live action.
Got one on me,
Like,
guys.
look at Dora, she doesn't have a football for a head.
But she does look like Adora. That
She
I
does
feel
look like like a Hispanic young girl.
people in here? Is there people in here? Yeah. One of the things that I didn't like, or that I was upset about, was not so much upset because I actually liked it personally, but a lot of people thought that it was bad. It was the Assassin's Creed movie.
Oh, I liked it too.
I liked it a lot, but then when it comes to reviews and things like that, it.
Chris, watch your back.
I think what hurt the Assassin's Creed movie is the pacing of it, because you know it was at the beginning it was like
There's another
super
one still there?
fast-paced action, and then it went to like slow exposition, and then it stayed at the slow exposition.
Huh.
But like,
But
for example,
in terms of movie, I still liked it. I'll watch it.
I liked it a
Joker.
lot.
Heath Ledger Joker was a risk because people were like, man, this guy, you know, that's a different story, you know.
Oh, going
He
to
wears
Heath
makeup
Ledger's
now.
Joker, yeah, they completely
crazy.
changed Heath Ledger's Joker. Like Joker has never worn makeup. He's never been this new Joker, you know. But people liked him so much because he was real, or realistic, I should say.
Well, the general Christopher realistic type of tone.
Yeah, they were grounded in reality. They weren't very like fantasy. Yeah.
4v2, guys.
Let's go.
Oh,
Hey,
Oh,
GG's in the chat, by the way. Get
I didn't realize
wrecked.
we were that low.
Did
Or
we all
that
have
many
one
people
kill?
left. I had 4. I mean
I
2.
got
I won.
I
one.
had 0.
Anyways, so I actually have heard that they're in the works to do a few other video game adaptations of movies. They're actually working on an Uncharted movie. If you guys have
I heard
played the
about
Uncharted
that,
series.
yeah.
With Tom
Uncharted's
Holland,
awesome.
aka Spider-Man, which he's supposed to play like a younger version of Nathan Drake.
Oh, really? I didn't know Tom Holland was
Yeah,
gonna
Tom
play.
Holland is the one that's in talks to have that role. There's also talks of like a God of War movie with Jason Momoa playing Kratos,
That would be pretty interesting.
which I think he would be perfect for that role. I feel like he kind of has that look.
I can see him being Kratos, but I think a different cast would probably be a little bit better.
So that's the thing. I think like if you get good writing or a good director, I feel like the movie might do better. I don't know. But anyways,
Maybe.
it looks like we've run out of time. I would like to thank our some of our sponsors for today's podcast. We're going ahead and give a shout out to Snick Vic. Go ahead and hit up and subscribe that YouTube channel.
Hey.
And next time on our second episode, we're gonna get a little bit political and see what we can come up with. Political. And we'll come up with a better name by the next episode of this young podcast.
Hey,
Or an actual
Adrian,
name. What's up?
when's the next episode?
Well, I need to
I
invest
got
in
you,
a
man.
young mic. I need to invest in some recording equipment. And we'll see you when we see you. If you guys want to give us some shout outs, more than welcome to do it now. Or forever hold your peace.
Yeah.
At the end of every
Forever
podcast, I'm
hold
gonna
your
give you.
Reese's Pieces.
I'm gonna let you guys give some shout outs, and
This is me, this is
we'll
me, this
see
is me.
you. We'll see you next time.
Hey, shout out to Thanos.
Thanos for dying a horrible death. Alright, but thank you guys for coming through. We'll see you on this next episode of the Niños Mancos podcast.
That is not a name.
And hit pause. Okay.
Nice.
That was very.
I'd call that a success.
That was good. I mean, for our first try, just kind of messing around, it's not too bad.
We were
the
professionals. Give me money.
we need money from YouTube now. It wasn't that bad. I felt like.
I almost bit my tongue off when I called Chris retarded, and I was like, oh wait, this is gonna be on the internet.
This is
So
gonna
I
be
was
on the
like,
internet, by the way.
So I was like, brain damage.
Brain damage, by the way.
I forget what you said, Chris, that made me call you a retard.
Oh,
I think it was,
yo.
Damn, I forgot.
I don't remember what. You said something dumb, and I was like, you're a retard.
You're
I was
a retard,
like,
by
brain
the way.
damage.
Oh my god. Brain damage is no joke, okay, guys?
Stop it.
I
No,
don't
Oh,
no.
shit.
That's the PC way to say it, unfortunately.
Anyways. Oh shit, what the fuck? Oh no! People coming.
I just
Where-
see agents how one going
They're
down.
coming from like where the movie set was, I think. Or no, southeast, I think. From where that pirate little truck is.
I'm looking.
Don't you
but-
have
Yo,
a-
I can put the.
Oh my god, nah, dude, he's right in
Oh,
front.
they're already here.
He's right underneath you, Chris.
Running from it.
Knocked him.
Destiny still arrives.
Oh shit. Oh, let me get that young kid real quick.
Dread it.
Run
From it.
Destiny arrives. Wait, no, what did you say?
Snick
Can
Vic
you guys do your
arrives,
best
by the way.
Thanos impression? There's bandies over here.
Hey, alright, we're back.
Has
to
anybody
this.
gone, llama or no?
I was about
You're a
to go,
llama.
but you guys got shut up.
Where are those balloons? Give me some of those balloons.
Hear me and rejoice, for you have been saved by someone.
Hear ye.
Wait, I gotta get the speech up. I wanna do this whole impression.
Hey, did you guys go to high school prom?
Yeah, dude.
Nah.
Well, I
Oh,
went
shit.
to my junior year, not senior year.
Another guy on me,
Where?
He's on me.
Dude, I only have 15 shots.
I'm also at Llama right now. He's gonna be the other sniper from me. He's building up.
I don't have fucking match for this.
Oh, he's
Oh my god, no. There's another guy.
Another guy.
His
Come on,
teammates
guys.
probably.
Oh, we got another one here.
Oh no, don't thirst. Why are you thirsting me, dude? Get out of here.
Mikey, knock him. Oh my god.
Trying. See how he moves?
He
He's
runs
gonna
like
go for the
he's
res,
slow.
dude. He's probably going for the res. Oh no, there's
Hey,
another guy pulling up from behind.
Dynamite.
There's
Pull
another one.
dynamite.
There's another one. There's two of them, Mikey.
Start shooting.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Watch the one in the
Another
hill.
one pulling up.
SMG, SMG,
Oh,
SMG.
no.
I don't need an SMG. Dude.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Let's go. Yeah, you risked that one.
Res him,
Yeah,
res
I was
him.
like, I'm not switching.
Right there.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I should probably do that. Huh? I thought you guys all died. Or I got thirsty.
Dang. Dang, Mikey's been going off lately.
But now
Yeah.
because I get all my loot.
Get the card, get the card.
Technically, it's Agent Luke.
What are you talking about? I killed all three of them.
That low was like, no, I have good loot. But,
It's Agent.
my
What are you
loot,
talking
dude.
about? I killed all of them.
I guess I'll
Dang,
go.
my loot.
Take some
balloons. Y'all need
You
a dip.
actually need
Y'all
to
need a dip.
leave, dude.
Go get some hoverboards and then, or a quad and get out of there.
They don't know the
Buy
glitch, dude.
hoverboards. Just okay, do hoverboards then, because they're quicker anyway.
My dad's Tony Hawk. What are you talking about?
Your dad's Tony Hawk?
Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah, there's a hoverboard.
Okay,
There's
we need to find
only-
topics to talk about on the next podcast.
Yeah, we just talked about movies.
Events happen in
This one's more of like a movie, like, type, yeah. Which is good for the first.
You should name it
podcast.
the podcast like Marvel, DC, and what was the third thing we talked about? Marvel, DC, and everybody here at the block. I have time.
Nah, I wouldn't.
No, go to the next one. Go to the next one. Yeah,
Go
yeah,
next
next
circle,
one.
dude.
Storm is like,
Tilted? Tilted?
nah, Dusty did probably.
Dusty?
Yeah, because if you go to retail, it's probably not rendered.
Oh.
Or I'd even
I
go
was
shifty.
scared of Tilted.
I'd go shifty if I were y'all.
I'm gonna try to go Dusty.
Gotta go
for
Dusty. I feel like that's the one that.
When I revive you, I'm gonna say my speech.
Dang. Hear ye, hear ye.
Oh yeah, you like that? Oh, I like
Dang. Dang.
that. Oh, real fun.
Alright, Tony Hawk.
I didn't go anywhere.
Hear me and rejoice. You have had the privilege of being saved by the great Titan.
No, that's my speech. No.
Alright, you do that one, I'll do Thanos.
You ruined it. I don't want to say it anymore.
Do it. Do it.
Alright, hold on.
There's a blue pump.
For Adrian.
Dude, why did I get revived last?
Nah, yeah.
Dude, somehow it's always like that.
The first to go is the last to live. Oh, that's a chest right here. There's 3 chests inside too, I think. What was the treasure map here?
There's
Oh,
a
the
green
look.
sack.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, what do you guys think about Captain America living his full life after everything?
I thought it was a little cheap. You know, he sacrificed himself the first time. He doesn't deserve.
But I
this
feel like
happy
they did that because he doesn't want to come back anytime soon, so they kind of have to give him like.
Yeah. Chris Evans was ready to leave, so you know.
I don't think he was ready to leave.
Yeah, he wanted to move on to
No,
other
he
things.
wanted to do other things, yeah. Like,
I mean, maybe he was just
Like
saying
what?
that so that people would buy into the hype of him possibly dying.
Maybe, but he's been saying that since Civil War, hasn't he?
but he's been saying that for a while, and I don't think he wanted. Oh, what the hell is that, y'all?
What? What happened?
That was y'all, you fucking potatoes.
Because someone shot and Chris goes, what?
Acting like it's not him. Oh, Mitchell. No, I think that Chris Evans had. I don't think he necessarily wanted to stop doing it completely. I think he just wanted to take a break from it. I think maybe.
Well, his contract's officially over now, right? This is his last one. So he's not contractually obligated.
What about Thor though? What's up with him?
I think he
So
has
there's
one or two
rumors that
movies.
he's extending to one, yeah, potentially more. But I think like, it'll probably be the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the
3.
Galaxy. Yeah. You mean the Asgardians of the
The
Galaxy?
Guardians of the Galaxy, by the way.
Hey.
Yeah, never mind. My treasure map's like in tilted.
Oh, I'm gonna die to Storm.
Dude, I have a med kit.
Riders
back
on
for
the
you.
storm.
Can we go back for you? I have a med kit. Oh, you're in storm, dude. I don't have a glider either for it.
Hey, what are you doing?
Oh,
What are you doing?
Alright, look at you. Dude, we can go get. No, is he far? No, he's far now.
I'm in the middle of Dusty. If I make it to
could've
the
gone
lava, I'm just gonna dance around the lava. Wait, where's the
We
lava?
could have
Am I
gone to
behind the
get
lava?
him, dude.
There's the lava. Can I make it to lava before I die? You guys are about to see my health bar just like explode.
What the hell?
Whatever's left. Da, 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 da,
Ish. Your shots.
I'll be back.
Up here. Oh, they're up there, I think. Or down there. Oh, yeah, they're down there. And inside, Fatal.
Guys, I'm getting shot
Back
at.
here. No, I see them, coming at you.
Hey, I'm fighting them.
They're pushing me. Oh my god, bro, get out of here. I got double teamed.
Were they far away from y'all or are they right next to you?
They're like right next to you.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Oh my, yeah.
Well, guys.
Oh dang, it's
That
on
was-
talk already.
Yeah, that was the one.
Alright, we're going live in 3, 2.
Boy,
Dude.
you don't get your
What's
going
up,
live.
boys? What's going on, guys? It's Lil Crazy back again with another podcast. You already know what it is.
Boy, what is your podcast called?
It's called the Lil Chrissy Experience.
The little Chrissy
The
dad
Chris
experience.
Hansen experience. What?
What?
Whoa. It's called Meals on Wheels. What?
Nah, I'm about to get off, guys.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too.